Okay, this is the official 99 Luft Balloons music video, and I have so many tabs open. I'm going to try to make each point quickly and keep this as short as possible so I don't have to upload it in two parts. The first thing you need to see about this video is she's sitting on a pyramid with no capstone, which is referenced in the Bible. It's also Illuminati symbolism. She's wearing a red dress and she's got black and white stockings on, more symbolism. I personally believe at this moment in the video, the balloons represent people, like the many waters, a sea of people. Okay, and I'm not going to play the video, I'm just going to do screenshots. The next thing you see is that the blue sky disappears, like you can see what's going on behind the scenes. This black and white symbolism is representative of who's running the show, who's pulling the strings, and who's in control. So once you get past this illusion, you can see who's running the show, and of course she's in a red dress. The next thing you see is balloons look like they're going to be launched, which happens several times in the video. This is important. So I told you that I've come to realize that the reflecting pools for the 9/11 memorials that are reflecting pools are scrying pools. Now, I realize that this video in a way kind of confirms my belief. So she's standing on this black surface in a black and white dress, representative of who's running the show. You can see her reflection down here. And I mentioned before that I don't know for sure. This color purple is called heliotrope, and they use it. Someone had said somewhere once that I read, they use it when they want you to remember something that's significant in videos and movies. And also, if you look at those reflecting pools, they're like squares that go deeper and deeper in steps. So your focal point would be in the center where this heliotrope color is, okay? This is a cityscape that flashes around her, and as all of the gray moves, it flows and it morphs, and each building winds up looking, as it reaches its pinnacle, almost like the Empire State Building, okay? Which brings me back to that whole display in August about endangered species where they slipped in images of Kali for you. And the sky is red. It's red because there's been an attack of some sort. Most people are thinking it's going to be nuclear. That's on purpose. This whole thing here is on purpose. Okay, and I'll move on. The next thing you see is this deep purple, like she's under deep water, like a big tidal wave just consumed everything, okay, which is exactly what Jonathan Kleck decrypted on the money. After the nuke comes out of the water, you can see the water, and then he has the tidal wave coming over the building, the 7-story building. 9 Narnia had the same relatively, she had a dream about the balloon sculpture and a nuclear event and a tidal wave, New York City. Those are all posted in the playlist with the Jonathan videos. Please go watch. There is a connection. There's a reason she's under deep water here. That's what that represents. The next scene is it looks like balloons are being launched, okay? And the next scene is water. It's the cityscape again, and everything is water. That square, the background, and of course you just see the buildings in white. But it's not as deep, almost like some of the water's receded, but it's still underwater. That's on purpose. You see this cube throughout the video. The cube, according to people who know more than I do, represents Saturn and Satan worship. This cube morphs from a cube shape to a cross shape throughout the video, and I have some stills going through that will show that as I move along. And note the color orange after all this happens. There's a lot of orange after I point out the red sky and then the blues. Okay, these two pillars or beams come out from behind her, and this happens again further on down the line. I'm not really sure what it's about. I have some thoughts. I don't really want to put it out there because I don't know. I'm just telling you what I see. I don't have a gift. But if anyone has a thought or an idea about it, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear it. I mean, you know, we can disagree, we can agree. It's fine. It's communication and discussion is a good thing, as long as you leave hate out of it. Okay, then the next thing that's significant is there's a radar and it's seeking out certain balloons, and at this point again I believe the balloons represent people. And I don't think I really have to explain what I mean by that. It's just I think certain individuals are going to be sought out, rounded up. Okay. Then the next thing you see. Sorry, I lost my place. Okay. Because there are really a lot of tabs open. All right, so you see UFOs pop on the screen, and this guy he's calling for everybody to go and check it out. He's basically calling it, like this comes out of nowhere. So the next thing you see after that is all these people running to jump in their planes, and it's like the earth is covered in blood, or will be covered in blood at this point, if it isn't already, which I think it already is, because if, you know, New York City gets nuked, there's a lot of people that are going to die. So these guys are riding in their planes, and they're flashing the peace sign, okay? And remember what I said in the beginning of the series. I'll get to that at the end again. So after that, let me make sure we're on the same page, okay? There's this little Space Invaders thing shooting a red cube, which I think is like, you know, red balloon maybe. The point is, there's an awful lot of shooting going on from here on out. And then balloons, again, people being destroyed. Here's the cube again, and here's that color, purple, that heliotrope, and she's in black and white. And all throughout, when you see this cube, it morphs from a cube to a cross, from a cube to a cross, and it's flipping around, and it's, you know, kind of hard to catch. I mean, you see it, but you have to stop it to see how it's morphing. All right, more destroying of balloons, which I think represents people. Just going to keep saying it. All right, so everybody's given him the peace sign. And he's at a podium with a peace sign. Now, he's at the podium with the peace sign, with this smirk on his face. And that color is in the background again, that purple, that heliotrope. And he's pointing. While he's smirking and looking over here, he's pointing over here like, hey, like trying to distract you, that he's super happy about whatever's going on. He's one guy in charge and everybody's following what he says. Here is the whole thing in black and white again, and that cube morphing into a cross. I kind of got it. And the Masonic checkerboard floor under here, okay? More occult symbolism, telling you who's in charge. So the plane is flying along, and it hits a red balloon, and it covers the nose of the plane in the window. But they're still flying along, completely oblivious to what's going on. Here goes those pillars again, and she's in red, all this black and white, more symbolism. Here they are. The balloon has covered the nose of the plane and the window, and they can't see. But if you watch the video, if you play it yourself, the music's going and they're dancing. They have no clue what's really happening. They're just blindly following along with what everybody else wants to do. And the plane, this is the important thing, the plane is going down and they are oblivious. There she is, black and white. She's in her red dress. Here goes the cube into the cross again. Now, as you watch this video, if you go, and I encourage you to go and play all the videos and see it for yourself, but so they realized they started a war over nothing, something insignificant. Like a lot of people are saying, this is going to come out of nowhere and nobody's going to expect how it happens. And so this one person starts war, and everyone is angry that he kind of tricked them into it. So they're throwing shoes at him, and he's just moving out of the way. Okay, the next thing you see is yellow comes across the screen and makes prison bars. Then the yellow makes one solid color on top of the screen, and then it opens up like a curtain, like a triangle, like opening a veil, and you see what's behind is she is sitting again on the pyramid with no capstone, in her outfit of red dress and black and white stockings, and all around her is destruction. Okay? There aren't any people, it's just destruction. And she's just the only one left standing. And the next thing you see is her releasing a red balloon, just like in the very first video. Okay? So, 1 Thessalonians, I want to remind you, for when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Because you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to come so quickly, and you're not even going to understand how it happened. It's just going to, nobody's going to understand it. It's going to take them off guard, and that's by design. That's so you make bad choices because you're unaware of what's really going on, and once you do, you will be trapped, like those prison bars show. The color orange is featured a lot after a certain point in the video, and I looked up the significance of the color orange, and this is my take on it. Okay, orange combines the energy of red and the happiness of yellow. It's associated with joy, sunshine, and tropics. Okay, but I don't really, that's not important. Orange represents enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, determination, attraction, success, encouragement, and stimulation. So when people are caught off guard by this event, and someone suddenly appears with all the answers and all the miracles, people are going to be enthusiastic and fascinated, okay? They're going to think this person is the Messiah. They're going to be tricked because they don't really know who Jesus is. And the Bible even says that. And a lot of people are having dreams and visions about this. You can just Google it, look it up on YouTube, do your own investigation. It's more of me trying to tell you, you should be doing your own research and paying attention. It's important. They're putting it in front of your face, and it's whatever they have planned is going to come quickly. The next thing I want to show you is what is the role of the United Nations. The Security Council has primary responsibility under the United Nations Charter for the maintenance of international peace. Do you see that right here? And security. It is for the Security Council to determine when and where a UN peacekeeping operation should be deployed. The Security Council in New York plays a crucial role in peacekeeping. Now, I just reminded you of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. I also showed you in one of the first videos George Herbert Walker Bush mentioning peace and security and the UN, and mentioning hopefully they can, the UN will be able to, he says, I'm paraphrasing, something about step into their peacekeeping role. He's telling you that's going to be a big part of it. I'm just reiterating. I'm really sorry if I'm repeating myself a lot and people are getting annoyed, but it's important. And the last thing I want to leave you with is just some images of UN planes. All those planes in the video where the pilots were giving the peace sign and whatnot, those planes had a little logo of the peace sign on them, on their tails. And I could never catch it, so I just decided to show you, because it was the same peace sign that was on the podium. But I just decided to show you that those planes, I believe, represent this in some way, shape, or form. They represent UN planes or the UN stepping into its peacekeeping role. I'm going to move on to the next video.